Okay, hello chess friends. This is again Sir Glenn. Let me just fix my camera here. Hindi maayos. Okay. So last time we've been discussing the variation of Sicilian Lowenthal. So let me show you the second idea na merong queen g5 possibility. After e5, a6, and d6 takes, and queen f6, queen d2. No, pinakita natin na si Leko nag-bishop b2 siya. Now this time, pakita natin yung isang idea which is castle king side naman and the idea of bishop c4. So after queen d2, black plays queen d3, and this time instead of playing knight c3, he avoids it and plays f3. No, makikita natin yung idea niya, no, kasi inaalis niya rito yung possibility ng d5 sacrifice by playing c3. After f3, d6, he plays bishop c4. So pansin, nakita mo rin yung idea ng queen dito na defended yung g2 pawn. Kaya pwede nang gumalaw yung left square bishop. So after bishop c4, so ng ganyang idea. Castle king side. And then black has to play rook d8 to defend the d6 pawn. After c3, knight f6, and now white tries to play queen g5 to initiate a queen swap. So after queen g5, queen f7, queen h4 castle, bishop g5. Makikita natin na parang nakakatakot yung uh, pawn center ng black. Pero actually not, because white will simply play knight d2. Pag kinain kasi ng white yun, lalakas lalo yung sentro. Kaya mas maganda na ganyan para double pawn pa rin yung black. So after knight d2, black tries something else. Queen c7, and after exchanging a pair of minor pieces, yan, black decides to play d4. And after knight b3, queen b6, rook ft1, a5. So, gusto ng black na mag-play ng a4. No? Pero actually, after eventual capture, ac1, and after queen c2, it is very obvious na white has the advantage, and he was able to win after the 46th move. So very obvious na winning ang or not winning, but white has a very large advantage na. Okay, okay, now let me show you the second idea, second plan for white. Okay, second line is actually the simplification, which is queen takes queen. Okay, as played by Short against Tom Zak in Belarus 1991. So after knight c3, here's the one of black's idea to play d5 and take advantage nung lead in development niya. No? So after d5, takes black plays knight b4, bishop d3, takes, takes, bishop d2. Short simply plays the end game here, because having the two bishops, no, two bishops siya, kaya inallow niya na mangyari yan. And as you can see, it's the advantage is not very clear, but at the same time, hindi rin clear kung ano yung pwedeng plan ng um, black dyan, no? So, I can really say that in this position, malaki yung possibility na advantage mo. Here's an example, no? So, yung tactical possibility na yan. So, after King F7, hindi pwedeng kain. Sorry. Hindi pwedeng kain dito kasi after Rook D8, Black will lose the Rook on a shape. So, instead, Black needs to play King F7. And after Bishop takes pawn on A6, Rook A8, and Rook T6, it is very clear na White wins the position. Kasi he will now support this bishop with bishop B4 and the bishop on A6 can move. So let's say for example this one, and after this moves, White plays B5. So instead, Black plays bishop takes A2, and after bishop takes A2, Rook D8, King G6, King B2, Bishop F7, and it's just only a matter of time. White can easily win the game. Okay, and the last main idea is the main line, which susubukan ng puting i-refute yung idea ng black. So after E4, C5, Knight F3, Knight C6, D4, takes, E5. Let us go through this very quickly kasi nakita naman na natin to. Queen F6, Queen D1. And here, White plays H4, intending H5 para i-dislodge yung queen sa G6, mawala yung pressure sa E4 and therefore render D5 harmless. Proceed with the ordinary plan. Black will do well here to play H5. And then after H5, White plays Bishop G5. Ayan, there are a lot of games starting with this line. If black players F6, it's usually no problem for White kasi after Bishop E3, he can play D5 is not actually possible. Kasi if D5 takes, hindi pwede to kasi may check dun sa C7. So eventually, black will have to simply capture it um, with a knight. And if that happens after Queen D5, Black's king here is looks a little displaced. Let's go back. Let's go back. So F6 is not recommended. Therefore, we look at other lines. Um, let's look at D5, which goes to the main line. Bishop takes E7. Okay, what Tal did was he played D4, and after D4, uh, he retreated the bishop here and inallow niya na magkaroon siya ng double pawn, no? Maka yung e4 niya. Pero let's try to wait, it's f6. If queen takes g6, this is a blunder because white can play this, which traps the queen. But aside from that, let's say may square yung queen, the incoming bishop takes knight and queen d8 will finish black. So after bishop e2, e3, bishop g4, Ayan. King takes d3. C takes d3. Bishop takes e2. King takes e2. Castle queenside. And rook a d1. And we can see that Fisher is preparing d4 and eventually clear out the position. It's actually, I can say, parang the position is looks like equal to us now. We don't really criticize Mikhail Tal's play because he's one of the greatest grandmasters. So knight e7, d4, knight d5, c1. So as we can see, Tal's play looks very strong. But syempre, si Fisher ang kalaban niya which has a lot to say about his talent. So, and this is not related with the opening anymore, but we can say that after the following endgame, okay, after this move, Fisher began to win, started to win because he can take the g7. So, a very simple motive, but it cost Tal the game. Kasi it goes him to a bad end game which has a lot of weakness. All the pawns is isolated. The a6, the c6, the f5, and the h5 are isolated. So this is an easy win for Fisher. Okay. Before we end this chapter on Sicilian Lowenthal, I'd just like to show you one of the games which natalo ang white at ang white ay si Kramnik pa against what was then a very talented junior kasi bata pa rito si Vallejo Pons. No? Let's try to look at that game. E4, C5, knight F3, knight C6, D4, CD4, knight takes D4, E5, knight P5, queen D1, queen G6, C3, G7, H4, H5. And then instead of the regular move, bishop G5, what Kramnik played was rook H3. By the way, this is an exhibition game kasi blindfold to. Para silang blindfold ni blindfold si Kramnik. I don't know if Vallejo Pons is also blindfold. Pero so rook H3, D5, rook G3, bishop G4, F3. This move is very surprising, but as you will soon see, this is an idea, no? Kasi if Vallejo pawns will just try to retreat the queen somewhere, let's say queen g7, and then knight takes d5 is very strong. It wins automatically for white. So therefore, Vallejo plans try to have an idea after f3, he captures an e4 and gives up the bishop on g4. But after rook d8, bishop d2, and f5, we can now see that white's rook is the one that is pinned, not the queen. And Kramnik went on to lose very quickly after the following moves. Rook e3, hg4. Look at this mass of pawns. The e5, b4, f5, g4 pawn structure is ready to go down the board and destroy white. So, king f2, rook takes h4, rook c1, queen d6, king e1, rook h1, queen e2, barely hanging on, knight d4, queen f2, f4, and uh, Kramnik decides to give up the rook kasi if he plays rook takes e4, Vallejo pawns will trap white's queen by playing g3. So instead of that, knight takes e4 was played para ma-meet yung g3 ng knight takes g3. But Vallejo pawns knows better. Queen g6, knight g3, takes g3, rook takes g3, queen e4. And then after king d1, knight ef5, rook d3, g3. Vallejo, Kramnik throws the towel. Kasi wala na pag-asa. If Kramnik plays queen e1, uh, queen g4 will kill him. Okay, so that's it. So I hope you learned something from this opening, and if you encounter this as white, you know what to do. And thank you again, and I'm signing off, and let's see each other again on my next installment or next video. Bye.